Hey guys, 4C Sis here. Hope you had a great day. I spoke about yesterday me planning on doing a 2-strand twist of my hair. Here's the result of the 2-strand twist. Yeah, it is what it is. I blame myself for this. I don't want to even get into the products right now because this video is going to be about something else. But I blame myself for this result because I really didn't start twisting my hair until late in the night. And if you're familiar with doing the twist, if you don't let them sit for a certain amount of time and then you start to do your separation and your hair is even remotely damp, it's going to end up like this. This is what you're going to get. So, of course, this morning was completely jacked up because the moment I started untwisting my hair and I felt the dampness, I was just like, this is going to be a cluster. So basically, I arrived at work and I put 601 different type bobby pins in my hair to try to create some sort of chigan, and it just, it was a mess. People are like, who's that? It's a mess. Anyway, let's move forward from that because this is going to be sort of a rant. Due to my emotional trauma of having a whole day of my hair like this, I decided after work that I would go to Walmart. I will make another video on how Cicely's going to have to gain control over this whole thing with the hair products. But as I was on the express commuter bus, I was thinking, obviously you're having some issues with the cuticle of your hair. Excuse me, I'm so angry I'm laughing. Why don't you get one of them keratin treatments or a protein, or protein treatment? I'm really pissed. So I go and I find a protein treatment or a keratin treatment, and it's called Smooth Shine Polishing Keratin Power. Here it is right here. In the lower right hand corner it says Keratin 4 plus Aloe Protein Smoothing. It has a number of things on here. Semi-permanent tamer, smooth and control with up to 5 times less damage than relaxers, which I thought was a bizarre thing. But I was so busy focused on the words keratin power and keratin 4 and aloe. I was like, purchase. So I get it home. I say my hellos, feed my cats, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to get this head together. And as I'm opening up the box, well, I'm looking at the outside of the box actually, because I was in the store and I was like trying to read the ingredients and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I was like, well, that's sort of strange. I actually don't see the ingredients clearly delineated on this box. Now, my vision isn't the greatest and I wasn't in the mood to be going to get a magnifying glass or readers at 2.5 or whatever to read this thing. So I said, oh, I'll just read it when I get home. But then when I started looking at the box, I'm like, I really don't see anything here. So then I pull out the contents of the box. And in the box you get a tube, which is numbered number 1, described as protein smoothing treatment. Here it is. And you get a second tube, numbered number 2, called neutralizing milk. It's right here. Now that sort of caught me off guard. I'm like, neutralizing? The only time I see you neutralizing anything is if you're neutralizing when you are relaxing your hair or you're doing some sort of color treatment. Now, I'm not a beautician. There could be other reasons to use neutralizer, but as a consumer, those are the only 2 things I can think of where you use some type of neutralizing solution. So anyway, in the box, in addition to getting these 2 tubes, you get the directions, of course, and you get a pair of gloves, which actually the gloves are the best part of the box. So I'm reading the directions. On one side they're printed in English, the other side it's printed in Spanish. Because I'm reading the directions, it's basically 4 steps on how to apply. You wash your hair first, preferably with a clarifying shampoo. You put on the gloves, number 2. 3, you divide your hair in sections. 4, you apply the entire contents of the protein smoothing treatment, tube number 1. And it says, this is the activation step of the process. And it tells you, starting at the nape of the neck, apply the product, yada, yada, yada. It says to leave the treatment on for approximately 20 minutes. Begin the 20-minute time after the product is applied to the whole head. With warm water, rinse thoroughly for a minimum of 5 to 8 minutes until the protein smoothing treatment is removed completely. Do not use shampoo at this point. That's number 4. Number 5, it says apply the entire contents of the neutralizing milk. This is described as tube number 2, And then in parentheses it says, note, this is not a shampoo. It is a neutralizing or stopping of the taming process. Then it tells you how long to do this and so forth. Then it goes on to the style section. Now, as I'm reading this, I'm getting angrier by the nanosecond because, and this is my opinion, I don't want to get sued or anything. I'm not trying to slander anybody. This is what I'm reading direct from the product box and the directions. I'm reading this thing and I'm immediately getting pissed because I'm like, it just felt really obvious to me that they were trying to market this thing as a keratin / and protein treatment. And they worded the directions so they didn't come right out and say what the hell this thing is. All right, I'm not a chemist, but in my opinion, taming equals relaxing. Stopping equals neutralizing. What's with all the word play? Why don't you call this thing what it is? It's some sort of relaxer, Tex-Lax, whatever. What's with the, in my opinion, deceptive marketing? You know what it is? Because I know a lot of people don't want to use relaxers anymore. They're trying to go natural or trying to do just to style their hair chemically free and stuff like that. And they're not used to dealing with a natural texture. Obviously, I'm not either, hence the 18 hairpins. But don't fool me. I have certain hair goals I'm trying to achieve. To me, this is very unfair and almost cruel for them to do this, because if I hadn't stopped and really read this thing, and a lot of people wouldn't have read it, they would have been like, put one on, slather, wait a couple minutes till it's where I want my hair to be, rinse it out, and then number 2. Then they would have been on, Sunday or whatever, trying to get their natural curl pattern back. Or, God forbid, let's go back a second, they put this protein keratin treatment on top of their color-treated hair, permanently color-treated hair, and they have a caution about that, but some people just pick up stuff and apply it. Then their hair is jacked up. They would have been like, well, all I did when they had the beautician trying to figure out, what's going on with their hair was use a keratin treatment. When, they use the word keratin, they don't necessarily call it keratin treatment, but they use the word keratin and treatment throughout these instructions. You would believe that this, upon quick, review, that this was a keratin protein treatment. And it's not. It's not. It is a relaxer, in my opinion. It is a relaxer, or it is, I forgot what you used to call that crap, texturizer or something like that. Almost like the sister of S-Curl. But anyway, it's really not fair, and I guess this is more of a rant. Just to give you a heads up that when using this product, or any product similarly styled or entitled or described, you really need to look closely at it. Because if you're trying to really be natural, and if you're really trying to control what's happening with your hair and how and what you're putting on it and the treatment that you're putting on your hair, you really need to be careful dealing with these products, because now it seems like companies are aware that people are really trying to work with their natural textures, and they're really sort of taking advantage of that market, in my opinion, through deceptive practices. And this is deceptive. I actually tried to call these people. Their phone number is 1-800-424-5458. No one answered the phone. And one thing I noticed, when the recording came on, then whatever the name of the company is not really closely related to whatever this was on the box. So that was another thing that was quite perturbing. Also, don't just take my word for it. Also, I went to Amazon.com and I put in the name of this product. You know, some of the reviews were like, "Don't do it, girl. This is a text lax, this, that, and the other." So you just really, I guess my point is just be very, very careful with this or any product that you put on your hair so that your hair goals are not sidetracked or knocked off track by deceptive advertising. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.